Welcome back to Leaving Cert Plus. This is lesson 1.12, our first lesson looking at completing this square. Now what we've seen so far is junior cert factorizing. That's where you broke it up into brackets and then you put each bracket equal to 0. So each factor equal to 0 is going to find for you the root. Another way we could find the root is by using our minus b formula, which we've seen in the last lesson. This is where you have an awkward equation that you don't know what numbers to put in these brackets, so then you can just use your minus b formula. Another method we can use to solve a quadratic equation or solve for the roots is you're completing the square. Now this also has other functions which are very specific to finding the max and the min of the function, but for now we're just going to learn how do you actually complete the square. So the steps you need to take, if you look at this example here, you've got x squared plus 10x plus 21 is equal to 0. You want to find the roots by completing the square. So first of all, you open up a bracket like we have here. So x, and there's going to be something else in that bracket, and the bracket is to be squared. What that something else is half of the number beside the x. So half of 10 is 5, so I'm going to have a plus 5 in there. Next, what you want to ask is, where am I now? You're at 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. You want to get to 21. So what you need to do to get from 25 to 21, you got to take away 4. So you're going to have a minus 4 there. And the reason we have minus 4 is because you're at 25, you want to get to 21, you're saying I need to take away 4 here. So that's how you do it. Looking back at what we've done, you're going to take half of the number beside the x and put that in the bracket. And then you ask yourself, where am I now? Where do I need to get to? And you act on that with your minus 4 here because you want to go from 25 to 21. So next is just about trying to isolate that x. So what you need to do here, move over your 4 and take the square root of both sides, and that would get rid of this square. And then you're going to have x plus 5 on one side, and it's plus or minus the square root of 4. So that's plus or minus 2. So then if you move over your 5, you're going to have x is equal to minus 5 plus 2, and x is equal to minus 5 minus 2. So hence you get minus 3 and minus 7. And there are your two roots. They're where your function crosses the x-axis. So if I was to sketch this function then, we've got minus 3 and minus 7 as the roots. So they're both over here. And my y-intercept is up here at 21. So you could say up here at 21. So just a quick sketch, it would look something like that. Okay, and as I said, we're going to learn another skill that we can use as completing the square for, and that's to basically find this minimum point, but that's in your functions, lessons. So I'd like you to try complete the square over here. So pause the video and give that one a go. Okay, so hopefully you got that done. First of all, we have x and something else to be squared. That something else is half of 4, so that's plus 2. So now you're at 4, which is 2 squared. You want to get to minus 12. You're at 4, you want to get the whole way down to minus 12. So that's going to be 4 and 12 is 16 negative, so minus 16 is equal to 0. So now you want to try isolate that x, move over your 16, and you've got x plus 2 to be squared is equal to 16. Get the square root of both sides. So that's plus or minus the square root of 16. So that's plus or minus 4 is equal to x plus 2. Bring over your 2 and turn it negative. You've got x is equal to minus 2 plus 4. And x is equal to minus 2 minus 4. So it's plus or minus 4. Hence we have two answers. So then you're going to get x is equal to 2. And x is equal to minus 6. So there are your two roots. Again, they're where it crosses the x-axis. We got two more examples. I'd like you to pause the video and give these a go. So over here, you open up your bracket, you've got x plus something else to be squared. Now half of minus 6 is minus 3. So you're at minus 3, or you're at minus 3 to be squared, which is 9, and you want to get down to 5. So you want to take away 4. So it's going to be minus 4 is equal to 0. So now you just want to move over that 4, and you've got x minus 3 to be squared is equal to 4. And we're going to get the square root of both sides. So that's going to be x minus 3, and that's plus or minus 2. So move over your 3 and turn it positive. You've got x is equal to 3 plus 2, and x is equal to 3 minus 2. So your two roots are x is equal to 5, one answer, and x is equal to 1, your second answer. Last example then, if you haven't already, give it a go. So opening up your brackets, you've got x, and that's to be squared. You're going to take half of the positive 6, which is positive 3, and then you're at 9, so 3 squared is 9. You want to get down to 5, so again it's going to be minus 4. Is equal to 0. Move over your 4, you got x plus 3 to be squared is equal to 4. And you want to get the square root of both sides. So that's going to be x plus 3 is equal to plus or minus 2. So remember, plus or minus of that square root. So x is equal to minus 3 plus 2. X is equal to minus 3 minus 2. So you've got x is equal to minus 1 as one root. and x is equal to minus 5 as another root. And just as a reminder, these are your roots. Okay, so that's going to be minus 1 and minus 5 at the points where it crosses the x-axis. So that's the basics on how to complete the square. Just 2 important steps. So it's going to be half of this number, and then ask yourself, where am I? I need to get to here, and act on it accordingly. That's all for lesson 1.12. Thanks for watching Even Cert Plus. I hope that made sense. I'll see you again for more completing the square at lesson 1.13.
If you like this video, you'll love our notes. You can get some for free in the link in the description of this video.